Hello, Lions fans. One pride. I'm Derek, and welcome to another video. The Detroit Lions 2024 season has seen an impressive rise for Sam LaPorta, the former Iowa Hawkeyes standout who quickly established himself as one of the top young tight ends in the NFL. But as the Lions continue their push for a Super Bowl appearance, LaPorta is now facing an injury that has left fans and analysts alike concerned. Let's check out some updates from the last few hours about injuries and additions that will make all the difference. First, pay attention. I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you like what we do, could you take a moment to click on the like button? It's a great way to support us at no cost to you. Thanks a million. LaPorta's transition from college football star at Iowa to NFL contributor has been nothing short of remarkable. During his time at Iowa, LaPorta put up impressive career numbers: 153 catches for 1,786 yards and 5 touchdowns, making him a standout in a strong tight end class. Now, with the Detroit Lions, LaPorta has become an integral part of their offensive scheme. Through 9 games in the 2024 season, LaPorta has accumulated 25 receptions for 366 yards and 3 touchdowns, despite facing challenges early in the year. While LaPorta's sophomore season hasn't quite matched his record-setting rookie campaign, his consistency and high-level playmaking ability have still made him a crucial element of the Lions' offensive success. Detroit has high hopes for him as they look to improve on last year's performance and make a deeper playoff run in 2024. Unfortunately, his latest shoulder injury casts doubt on whether LaPorta will be available for the upcoming game against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 11. The injury update for LaPorta, shared by Pro Football Talk, paints a concerning picture. After setting a season-high 66 receiving yards and scoring a touchdown in the win against the Houston Texans, LaPorta was forced to leave the game due to a shoulder injury. According to reports, it was identified as an AC joint issue, a potentially painful and limiting injury for a player who relies on upper body strength for blocking and receiving. While head coach Dan Campbell reassured the media that this does not appear to be a long-term concern, the reality of the situation is that LaPorta may not be able to suit up for Week 11 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The timing of the injury could not be worse for the Lions, who are pushing hard for a playoff berth and need all hands on deck to succeed. Though his numbers this season are quieter than last year, LaPorta's presence on the field is undeniable. His ability to create mismatches in the passing game and block effectively in the run game has been invaluable for the Lions. His absence would leave a significant hole in an offense that's already been hampered by injuries in 2024. If LaPorta cannot go in Week 11, the Lions will need other players to step up. Fortunately, Detroit's offense has shown resilience, with Jared Goff leading the charge and Amon-Ra St. Brown continuing to perform at a high level. However, LaPorta's versatility as a pass catcher and run blocker makes him hard to replace. As if LaPorta's injury wasn't enough, the Lions are also dealing with another injury concern on the offensive side of the ball. Taylor Decker, Detroit's starting left tackle, has also been dealing with a shoulder injury of his own. Decker missed the game against the Houston Texans, and while head coach Dan Campbell provided a brief update, Decker's status for Week 11 remains questionable. The Lions' offensive line has been one of the cornerstones of their success this season, with Decker playing a vital role. Losing Decker, even temporarily, would be a blow to the offensive line, especially against a team like the Jaguars that can generate pressure up front. However, Campbell has shown confidence in Dan Skipper, who filled in for Decker in Week 10. When Decker was unable to play against the Texans, Dan Skipper stepped into the starting role at left tackle. Skipper, who had only 6 career snaps at left tackle before that game, was tasked with protecting Jared Goff's blind side. While he struggled at times, allowing 3 pressures and earning a 39.5 pass blocking grade from Pro Football Focus, he was not a disaster, and the Lions were able to pull off a victory. In the coming weeks, the Lions will need to decide whether Skipper is the right solution at left tackle if Decker remains sidelined. Fortunately, Decker's injury is not seen as a long-term issue, with Campbell stating that Decker is trending the right way. It's likely that Decker will return to the lineup soon, but if not, the Lions' offensive line depth will be tested once again. Amidst the injuries to LaPorta and Decker, the Detroit Lions have made a veteran move by bringing back wide receiver Maurice Alexander to the practice squad. Alexander, who first joined the Lions in 2022 after a successful stint with the Philadelphia Stars in the USFL, has been a familiar face in Detroit. Though he didn't make the final roster this year, Alexander has spent time on the practice squad and has experience with the team, making him a valuable depth addition at wide receiver. His return fills the void left by Isaiah Williams, who was waived earlier this month and claimed by the Cincinnati Bengals. Alexander will add veteran experience and potentially some special teams value, even if he's not expected to see significant snaps in the upcoming games. While the Lions may face setbacks due to the injuries to LaPorta and Decker, They recently received an important boost with the return of Jameson Williams from his 2-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. Williams, the Lions' first-round pick in 2022, had a strong performance in his return, catching 3 passes for 53 yards in the dramatic 26-23 victory over the Texans. Williams' return provides Detroit with another dynamic weapon in the passing game. His combination of speed, route running, and big play ability make him a serious threat when healthy. The Lions will need Williams to stay focused and continue building on his momentum as they enter the second half of the season with Super Bowl aspirations. Despite the injuries to key players like Sam LaPorta and Taylor Decker, the Detroit Lions remain in a strong position to make a playoff run. With a talented roster, including Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the aforementioned Jameson Williams, the team has the offensive firepower to compete with any team in the NFC. If LaPorta can return from his shoulder injury and Decker can stay healthy, the Lions will be a formidable force heading into the postseason. However, with the added depth provided by players like Maurice Alexander and Dan Skipper, the Lions have the flexibility to weather these injuries and continue their pursuit of a Super Bowl title in 2024. As the Detroit Lions navigate these challenging injuries, what are your thoughts on the team's depth and resilience? Do you think Sam LaPorta's and Taylor Decker's injuries will impact the Lions' playoff chances? And how do you feel about the return of Jameson Williams and Maurice Alexander's role in the wide receiver lineup? Leave your analysis in the comments. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Join our community and get exclusive daily content. We prioritize keeping you up to date with all the latest happenings in Detroit. See you soon.